Hello everyone, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and now we're going to look at the version 1.3 ninth age Kingdom of Equitaine.
Yes.
Kingdom of Equitaine, here we go. Look at that, they've got a decent symbol.
Yes, they do. Even did I mention the colored pictures in the new rulebook for Equitaine? They are sweet.
Fantastic, aren't they?
Sweet. Sweet.
Alright, Kingdom of Equitaine, the army-wide special rules, army special rules.
Yeah, so the first thing happening is the questing oath. So no change.
No change to
No
the blessing.
change to the blessing or the lance formation.
Yeah, I'm still not thrilled that, this is
Either or.
written on the army list.
Yes, I don't like that either.
I think it should be an option at the beginning of the game,
Yes.
based on your opponent.
Yeah, I'd rather just be all over, but that's a whole other thing.
Or just be, whatever.
Yeah.
But the minimum is to do that.
Yeah.
But back to the oaths.
Exactly. So first we have questing oath. So basically what they did here is they gave forest strider to the oath instead of to the individual unit. So you
Okay.
get forest strider, so you can get ranks and all that kind of stuff. The other thing is they made it very clear that you can only have a great weapon with these guys.
Right.
The,
May never,
yeah.
may never use or otherwise benefit from other weapons.
Yes. So
But
and
they can use great weapons and shields.
And
still.
but they still have the same rule which they had in 1.2, which is they can use a great weapons and shield at the same time. So they maintain their armor save. Odd way to do it, but it achieves the objective, because always the problem with these guys is the loss of armor save, which is so bad for such an expensive model.
So your questing oath character comes with the hardened shield strapped onto his arm?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Well, you can get the hardened shield and
What's that?
get the extra bonus too. So.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
because absolutely.
Because you're not paying the initiative penalty for it.
The hardened shield was made for a questing knight. It should be called a questing shield. So the other thing is now it was just the characters got multi-wound. Now all the models get multi-wound. So they're making them, and in theory, they're making them an anti-monster unit.
This is the one cav unit I've never owned.
Yeah.
As far as the Equitaine, and I'm wanting to buy them now. I need to get a unit, and I'm thinking about those. What was that Indiegogo campaign thing that did?
Oh yes.
I'm thinking about getting those.
I've always kind of liked these guys. I think they get a little bit more, crap dumped on them than it's worth. The challenge with them is it's really an army that's full of anti-monster, so you don't really need a unit to do it.
Correct.
So you end up wanting to use these as a grinder, and they're a better grinder than the Knights are. The only thing is initiative, lasts is
Correct.
You tend to lose some guys. So that's
Yeah.
even against monsters, you're going to lose a lot of Knights.
Armor and ward save.
You're going to lose a lot of. You're going to lose. You go charge some monster, you might lose 5 or 6 guys before, depending on the monsters, before you even get a chance to swing at them. So
That's a good point.
yeah.
All right.
I like them.
The Strider Forest.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, they're intriguing.
The bigger problem with them is because of how the points break out in the army. There's often not enough points to field
To
them.
do the unit of them.
If you decide to go with some Pegasus or some Grail Knights, and those are so important to the army. So that's the bigger
You're fighting
challenge.
for the points.
Yeah, because they haven't. Core still a little high in here.
Okay, the virtues. The only change here is the piety
Yes.
or the piety.
piety.
If you want to go with the pie,
Yes.
and pie is good, so we'll go with pie.
Yeah,
What
pie.
happened here?
Pie is always good.
This went
Basically,
down, right?
yes.
Quite significantly.
Yeah, it was 80 and now it's 55.
Okay.
So that's it's a nice virtue. The bigger challenge with the guys now is you can usually only have maybe 3 characters, maybe 4 if you strip them.
Oh, really?
So you can only get so many virtues anyway.
Okay.
So you kind of which one am I going to take with my army?
Okay.
Particularly if you take magic, because we'll get to that.
Magic items.
And the magic items.
What do we got
The
here?
big change here, there's 2 things, but first is the Armor of Percival, which it changes points. I can't remember if it's up or down though. I think it's actually down. I think it's up. I think it was
Percival?
44. Yeah.
Well, it definitely changed.
Yes.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
The armor of Percival used to be 60.
It went down. Yeah, it went down 10.
10 points.
So I like the Armor of Percival because you already have your ward save that you get with the blessing. So this kind of helps you cover yourself if you get strong.
Where gains +1 to his ward save.
Right, and if
Okay.
you have a 5 and you guessed right, you get to a 4. So,
Okay.
because one thing with Equitaine, you quite often don't pay for a ward save because you already kind of have one. But if you got really
anything
good guys,
that's going to hurt and get through your
Yeah.
armor, you're going to get the 4 or 5 up anyway.
exactly. So,
But then you want a 4-up ward save.
yeah, exactly. And then the challenge is, because if you don't have the right thing, so quite often, it's like special guys, you may pay for a ward save, but you're basically double paying
Right.
because quite often you're a 6. So yeah,
Yes.
so this helps you overcome that. I mean, it's not too cheap, but it's not too terribly expensive.
The wafers of penitence have
Yeah.
changed.
So basically, they've done two things. One is only damsel can take them, which technically they could before, because they were arcane items. Now they're no longer arcane items, so they're not fighting against other arcane
The
items,
dispel
or
scroll.
the 2 arcane items you would ever take anyway.
Correct.
So they're enchanted items. So in theory, if you are playing with damsels, you could take this item in addition to an arcane item on your damsel.
Okay.
So it gives you that open. It's just you're so strapped for points. It is a challenge, and that's what they
Yeah,
did. Army
makes sense.
organization is different. They raised the character total from 35 to 40.
Which thrilled all the Equitaine players until they noticed that
Then everyone else got moved to 40. Yes, absolutely.
this is a character army. This should be higher.
and it's especially as much as you pay for the characters.
Correct.
You
It should definitely be
You just
higher.
don't have many characters in this army. Unless you go on foot and crappy guys. Core was dropped down
Not
to
a foot army.
no. Some people are trying to make it that. They're trying to make it peasant
I
army.
understand.
They dropped core down to 25, which is helpful because the core tax there really wasn't a lot left after you got your characters, you got your core, and then you took either some Pegasus or some Grail Knights. You just didn't have many points left to buy anything
Right.
else. Maybe a unit of chaff or something else.
So I got a skull with a crown. I got a sword. I got 2 swords. And I got a sparrow.
Yeah,
What is this?
yeah. You would think it'd be a Pegasus.
It's not a really fight. It doesn't really inspire the fighting
not
gallantry.
Well, the other 3 are standard from all the armies,
Yeah,
so you
I know.
understand that. But
I do.
the sparrow is a bit of an odd choice. I will admit.
Okay, just checking. So I was the only. I was down
So
on
same
that limb
thing,
by
yeah.
myself.
Characters up to 40. And the other thing is this was universal because now big Griblies or medium-sized Griblies count towards character points, so they kind of
Yeah.
raise people. So
Well, one of the biggest complaints of the nobility here was the horse. The horse for the
Yes.
Duke used to be 110 points.
Yes.
And if you look, now the horse is only 85,
which is still a lot of
They
points.
have fixed it. It's
except
awesome.
for a slight little problem.
What's that?
Is the actual price of the character has gone up. So your
are you
net
saying?
saving is 5 points is what I'm saying. So you're saving 5 points. Don't use them all up in one place.
So they fixed it by lowering the price by 5 points.
Yes.
Hiding that,
Exactly.
making it look like it was a bigger fix
Right.
change
'cause
than it was.
Not that 85 is still too much for a horse.
85 is way too much
when
for
you
a
look
horse.
at the big cave gnasher, what it costs. But
Let's
anyway,
not talk about that.
Yeah,
We
no,
don't
it's-
discuss that.
yeah, it's
We will not bring that to anyone's attention.
just kind of rough,
Other than that, what is it? The character's got a 20-point upgrade, and the horse got a 20-point discount for the Duke.
I think it's 15 and 20, or I don't remember what the number was, but the net effect is it's 5 points cheaper for the
Okay.
Duke and 5 points cheaper for the Paladin.
Okay.
The Pegasus also.
If he's on a horse.
Yes. Pegasus also went down in points,
Okay.
as did
The Hippogriff.
Hippogriff. I believe that's a downward trend. I don't remember.
Okay.
But the big thing here, like with all other armies, the Hippogriff now counts towards character points also. So,
Yeah.
which is kind of a good thing for people. Before they put the limit on the Hippogriffs, people were figuring out they could do like 6 Hippogriffs with knights with characters on them.
Right.
Because they weren't paying. It was the only way they could fit characters. You could actually have more characters by putting them on Hippogriffs
Than
than you could putting them on horses, because how it counted. So yeah.
Wow.
So they needed to fix
They
that.
tighten that up.
Yeah, and I think this solves that problem. It used to be you could take 1, and now I think you could squeeze 2 in. If
Well,
you
the Pegasus
work hard.
went down by 20, and the Hippogriff went down by 20.
Yeah,
So those are the numbers there.
right. So it's commensurate with the horse, but it ends up being 5 points cheaper. That's the grand scheme of
The
things.
damsel, what do we change? Do we have the unicorn?
It's only the unicorn dropping in points.
Okay.
It's still the unicorn is a unicorn. It's very seldom seen on the battlefield.
Yeah, it went down by 20 points.
Yeah, it's a challenge because it's in this army, you get a better strength, better toughness, but it's a model that, because of the beloved rule, shouldn't be in combat.
Right.
So you don't get a lot of the bonus that you're paying for. What you get is the MR2.
Okay.
So, but you can get MR2 cheaper. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then cheaper than it's 100
Yeah,
points.
you'd save 10 points. I mean, it's not a lot.
But you bring your damsel's toughness up to 4.
That is true. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. I think it's harder for people too. But it has to be a wizard master,
Right.
which in itself, this is actually one of the few armies that I think you'd think about taking multi-wizards just because of the MR, the spread across.
Spread it into 2 units.
Yeah, to your multiple units, because you do
Okay.
pay a premium for taking multiple wizards now.
Okay. Castellan.
Braces the Castellan. Yes, there's a couple things here.
Price is the same.
Yeah, the price is the same. It's
And all
just
his
how the
options.
special rules work. So the they
Oh. Wow.
yeah. So now it's kind of strange. I'm not sure why they did this, but it's actually kind of broken. But
It is.
you can put this guy wherever you want.
So he can't get hit.
Yeah. So if you have a peasant army making your battle standard bearer, you can always hide like a Skaven.
Wow.
Yeah.
He can hide his second rank.
Right. He's only got 2 attacks, so it's not like you're going to expect him to do much.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually fairly significant.
It is.
So, again, they're making this a better peasant army.
Yeah, but you still wouldn't take this guy when you could take the knight guys. He just, for what he costs,
Oh, okay.
you'd rather have the knight can actually do something,
Okay.
and gives the bonus leadership to all the guys. This guy's he'll give it to whoever he's attached to.
I mean, he
Knight
can be
gives
a
it-
leadership 9 guy.
He can
right?
be if you yeah if
For
you
20, for 70 points, he's a leadership 9.
yes
Okay.
yeah I'd rather have a knight.
Okay.
A paladin's going to do this much better. So yeah, it's this thing's broken. It's just
Okay.
bad.
The hippogriff. What do we got here? The combined counts. Okay.
It's just a combined
The
rule.
standard rule that applied to all armies.
Yeah. No other changes since 1.2.
Okay.
Then it brings,
I'm not a big fan of this. This is a little confusing.
yeah, no, the way they've done it is,
Can you explain to me what this means?
it means the
He's
top
moving-
value is on foot, and the bottom value is when he's flying.
So he's movement 7, 6 because of barding.
Correct.
And he's fly 8, 7 because of barding.
Right.
Okay. All right. So it says star with a barding on this one, but it doesn't. on
Yeah.
this one. So what's
Whatever.
okay?
It would
All
make
right.
it would be much better. It would be much better if they just. It was funny because for a while they had Mounts Protection 5
Right.
on Equitaine, but supposedly they did it to standardize, and then they raised all the movements. I don't see the point. They should just go back to
So
forget about barding and just
Wait a minute,
do Mounts
though.
Protection.
So a barded warhorse moves 8. A barded Pegasus moves 7.
Yeah,
Flies.
yeah.
So the Pegasus is slower than your.
Only the character one.
Never mind.
The units are faster.
Okay.
Same Pegasus, but he's faster.
Really?
Because all everyone knows Equitaine guys eat too much, so they're kind of fat. So it slows those Pegasus down.
Okay, got it. I understand now. There's a reason why I sat down to write an Equitaine list one point and then just stopped and went back to my orcs. Okay, anyway.
I'm not sure you can see all the dust that's on your Equitaine guys. I
So,
mean, they look like anymore.
yeah,
I think
exactly.
all your guys are gray. They used to be very colorful. So core, as we said, it's been dropped to 25%.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was crazy for 30 for this army.
And 0-4.
So now they've done this. I think they've done it for all cavalry. 0-4. It's unlikely going to have more than 4 of these guys in an army.
Right.
So, I mean, I suppose if you go MSU, it's theoretical, but that's really the
Okay.
thing. And they did the same thing on the next unit, which is the Knights of the Realm.
Realm.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh, so I can only have 8 units of cav in my core?
exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, hardly an issue. And you can see people taking different points. People seem to tend to go one way or the other. It seems. They either like
the realms or the other guys.
yeah. You want the extra attacks with aspirants.
Right.
You want slightly better grinding with realm.
Okay.
So yeah.
Peasant levy.
No changes.
It is. Oh, there is.
Yeah, you have to go to the bowman.
The bowman.
So they've done this on a lot of cheap guys, goblins, which we mentioned in the books. You can only have 100 archers
Wow.
of this type
These guys are 14 points a model
for the first 10.
for the
yes.
first 10.
Yeah.
Ugh. They do have longbows, though. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's cheap.
Okay.
It's not goblin cheap, but
It's
it's
not goblin cheap.
and it's and it's not Sylvan Elves expensive.
No.
The-
Okay.
So, but yeah,
Okay.
but not about because
Oh, and they also get the brazier upgrade
right,
free, don't
and
they?
yeah,
Okay. That's nice.
and you get the braziers and you get the stakes.
Okay. Knights of the Quest. I need to buy some of these. I'm deciding that right now. So they can sit on the shelf with the rest of my Equitaine army.
Yeah. So Knights of the Quest, they removed the Strider from the Hedge Knights because it's now you just get it automatically with
Actually,
the
used to be a special rule here.
yeah. So
Not just for Hedge Knights.
correct. I'm sorry. For
Why does mine have it crossed out?
it is crossed out.
Oh, okay.
So now it's on the
It's on the questing oath.
correct.
All
Correct.
these guys, no matter
So they'll
what,
get
have this
wet it,
Strider.
and so the questing the Hedge Knight upgrade went down
2 points?
2 points. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's and then the models themselves. Trying to remember, I think they were 26s, 50. Did they go up in price 2 points?
Down.
Down?
The Hedge Knights are now 6. Upgrade. They used to be 8, didn't they?
No, not the Hedge Knights. The base cost I'm talking about.
They didn't change, according to this. There's no
Oh,
change.
it was the last edition. Yeah. That's when they
Okay.
changed prices. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
240.
Knights Forlorn.
Oops, going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Go down to Knights Forlorn.
It's basically the same thing. They
the Foot Knights.
since they have the questing vow, so
Oh, okay. So
They
they
have
don't need
Forest
the
Strider
Strider
and
down here.
and the Hedge Knight upgrade went down.
Did it?
Yeah,
2 points?
to
or
2
what?
points. Yeah, it
Okay.
used to be 3. So
Okay.
these guys still aren't popular because great weapon guys on foot.
Right. Knights of the Grail.
No changes to these guys.
Okay.
Not since 1.2.
All right. The Green Knight.
The Green Knight.
He got much better, didn't he?
They buffed him. They gave him the standard bear rule, so at least he gets 1 CR when he's in
Okay.
combat. As he's unstable and crumbles.
That's important.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I don't think it's good enough yet, is it?
It's not for 360 points
Well, he's better than the Great
for
Green
3
Idol.
wounds. I don't know if he
Comparing
is.
it to other green things. I mean,
Green
since
Idol-
he is green.
At least the Green Idol doesn't crumble away.
No, it just runs and dies.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he doesn't even get a chance to run and die. He just crumbles away.
Okay.
So, for
Okay.
a fluff reason, love the model. It used to be
Yeah.
my icon on the old boards, but
This does help a little bit.
this helps a little bit. But
I don't know if it's enough, but
no,
it's
I said I think they just need to go. In a
especially with the ethereal taking a hit on him.
Yeah, it's just Ethereal's not as good, and as I said, and I don't know. I wish they said to go different advance. I mean, if you go like Arthurian Legend, he couldn't be. It wasn't that he was a ghost. It was just basically he just healed himself really
Right.
fast. So I'd much prefer what you see like on those Ogre Kingdom. What's it called? The guys that come in from the back from ambush.
The Kin Eaters.
Yeah,
Yes.
give them high toughness and a regen save.
Mhm.
And unbreakable like those guys. That I think fits the Arthurian lore better, and it would make him worth taking. Just basically make him a monster,
Right.
the monster equivalent. I mean, a light monster, a monstrous cav, I should say. I think it'd be a fun model, more than just a fun. I think it'd be a useful model.
Yeoman Outriders. I don't see anything here.
No changes on Yeoman Outriders.
Okay, and then the Brigands are back.
And the Brigands are back. And 1-2 these disappeared through an editorial change.
Right.
But they brought them back as 0 to 2 per army, so you
Okay.
can have 30 of them up. Ballistic skill 4 archers, and they're scouts, and they skirmish, and they're quick to fire. So, always like
Okay.
the Robin Hood guys, just from a fluff perspective. I think it's the problem with the army is more that you've got points challenges, but I think it's a worthwhile model to
How
help
much is
you.
an Sylvan Elf Archer?
Was it 24?
Okay, so you're a little cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
So no, I think he's
they're good. Quick
they're
to fire.
they're solid, and you get 2 units of them, so it's not
And they're
over the
scouts,
top.
skirmishers. They're hard to
Exactly.
hit. That's
Yeah.
good.
I said, and it's an army that needs to get rid of chaff, and helps you do that because at least it'll hit.
Correct.
They're
Okay.
a bit more expensive
I
than
like
the
'em.
regular archers, but I like them.
I do too.
Yeah.
Nice army, nice unit.
Peasants,
Crusaders,
Crusaders,
didn't
no
take a change.
no change to the Sacred Reliquary. Brings us to the Siege War
The
Machines.
Scorpion.
So the Scorpion went down.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, as did the Trebuchet. I think the Trebuchet went down like 20
I didn't
points.
see bolt throwers going down across the board.
Yeah, well, this one was a super overpriced one. So
Oh, was it?
yeah, I mean, it is.
It used to be 150. Okay,
Right.
so it went down a little
Went to
bit.
15 and Trebuchet used to be 300.
Yeah, but the Trebuchet was strength 4, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's a better strength than most catapults.
correct. But it costs
Okay.
it costs a pretty
It costs
penny also.
100 more.
So you know,
Okay.
you're paying a lot compared to say like a howitzer or a scrap launcher for
Oh, okay.
what those things can do.
Yeah.
You know, for their points.
Good point. Airborne
Yeah.
infantry. What do we have? The Peg
These are the
Knights.
Sparrows.
Oh, look at that. They are
Yeah.
faster, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but they have no changes in this version.
Why are these Why did you say these are slower? These are faster than the other ones?
I told you because the characters were fat because they eat too much.
Okay. Sorry. I knew there was a reason. I forgot what it was, to tell you the truth. Okay.
I think I don't know if it's because in the old days, you remember you had the old character Pegasus were on the bigger bases, and now it's an option that you can get, and you know they kept, and that was a little bit slower. They're trying to differentiate it. I don't know. It's because they were concerned about because of the power of the Equitaine characters making them fly around.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm just asking.
It could it doesn't make any sense from for general fluff or logic perspective. There's got to be some game
Okay.
reason for it.
Sounds good.
I mean, you did see for a while a lot of people were buying lots of Pegasus characters back to playing the MSU because you can't
Right.
really grind with most of the cavalry
You need something to fight, and
And-
these guys on pegs.
and you could maneuver around at least and keep away from what you didn't want to fight. Just hope you didn't run into cannons. So yeah,
Okay. All right.
but yeah,
So overall, what do you think about this?
I think overall it's a buff.
Well, the characters got 5 points cheaper, so
Yeah.
that's got to be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they didn't take anything away really, and yeah, I mean, the character things is whatever.
True.
I think it's more important that the boost of 5%. Even I said, even though it's an elite army that has the same characters as a lot of schmo
Yeah,
armies,
I'm just not happy with
I
that.
don't understand that, but you know, it's still better you can fit a little bit more in. Dropping the core helps because you're not forced to buy as many of the base guys to go after some of the other things you'd like to play with that you just could not afford before.
Okay.
So nothing big, but I think overall it's an improvement, except for maybe the Castellan, which is
You're not happy with this guy?
no. I used to love him as a chaff piece, but it's just so expensive.
He does have 3 wounds. He's a 3-wound character.
3 wounds with 2 attacks.
Oh, 2 attacks.
So he's like a warrior priest without any of the abilities. I mean, an orc shaman can take this guy on.
I don't know about that. Go on now. This guy's top 4.
So is your orc shaman.
Oh, my orc shaman is
yeah,
too. Yeah,
with 2
right.
attacks.
You
and,
did say
know,
orc, not goblin.
Yes, and you get your special orc +1 strength. First round of combat
That's
rule,
true.
and so an award save if you get the one guy. So it's he's not good.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I can see this army did get a little bit better, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's overall a little. I mean,
Took a small step forward.
yeah, I think so. I mean, it's still. I mean, all the armies that don't fit in the infantry block army concept,
Yeah, are having a tough time.
they're having a tough time. They're having a tough time, figuring out how to balance them because they want this to be an infantry block game, and this is, cavalry armies is not something that they want to get away from them. And this was always historically a cavalry army. This is why
Correct.
people got into it. Yeah, they've made peasants really good, but
They have, and it's one of the kind of things that kind of bugs me about this army.
because it's like, but if I have an EOS army, I've got
Right.
20,000 points of them. I'd play those if I want an infantry army.
There's plenty of infantry army choices out there.
Yeah, and all the buffing abilities you have with them, or the dread elves, you can make such good cavalry armies.
Right.
But it's coming. It'll take them a while to figure. I think until they do the full army rewrite, and they can really focus on it. Hopefully,
Yeah, who
at
knows,
some
that
point.
horse might go down another 5
Yeah,
points.
yeah. I also think that this army and the Sylvan Elves are suffering because I think people that are involved with the Ninth Age, they still have these horror memories of other games that when these armies were broken good,
Yeah.
and you have that happening, and then so anytime one of these armies does well in some team tournament, which they're kind of skew armies now, so they're more likely to, if they're going to do well, it's going to be in a team tournament.
Correct.
People automatically go to the old thoughts of how this is broken, this is broken, this is broken. You know, not is this a generally balanced army and this particular guy just had the right matchups or is particularly good player or whatever. So, but it is what it is, and it's going to take them a while to sort that out. I think they're going to, as I said, this army and any of the armies that don't fit the ranks and blocks kind
which
of.
is mostly these guys in Sylvan
Yeah, primarily, is going to have. And you could argue it to the Dread Elves at the point, at least how they're going now. They're like the ultimate MSU army, but so I think it's a bit of a challenge. It's going to take them a little while to figure things out, and until they do unless they do something drastic with cavalry in the game, yeah, I think they'll have it'll take them a while to figure it out.
Okay, all right. Well, that's the Kingdom of Equitaine review. Thank you for listening.
Till next time.